great to be joined by Sarah Hayes, the Associate Commissioner of the South Carolina High School League. Oh, she's got a busy winter season going on right now and probably going to be a very busy spring season ahead. We'll get into that as well. Let's first of all talk about basketball, which is in play right now. Folks who may not have yet gone to a basketball game because region play hasn't begun and it's kind of tournament time. We're still kind of ramping that up. Some changes in the rules this year. Tell us about them.
Yeah, there's been quite a few changes for basketball this year, for high school basketball. One of the major changes is there is no more 1-and-1. It used to be you got to 7 fouls,
right?
You have a 1-and-1, then 10 fouls, you have 2 shots. Now it's just 5 fouls. So once you get to the 5th foul, they're shooting 2 shots.
Wow.
But also it clears out after every quarter. So 5 fouls, 2 shots, and then it clears every quarter.
Well, that makes it a whole lot simpler, but now I don't have to be as good at foul shots, do I?
Well, you still have to be. I think some of the strategy at the end of the game might change a little bit for coaches, but of course, shooting free throws is always important.
You've also got a code of conduct that you're really stressing this year for officials. Talk about that.
Yeah. So of course, officials. We actually have a little bit of a shortage of officials,
sure.
But it's always, our job to get quality officials, people who are interested in being officials. But once they're in there, the biggest thing that the officials do are upholding the integrity of the game. That's one of the main points of the ethics. The officials' ethics, just upholding the integrity of the game, make sure that they keep the environment as safe as possible by making those calls on the field, court, wherever have you. But that's one of the biggest points of the officials' ethics code.
Is there a fear that games will get out of hand? And are you dealing with that as well?
Yeah, so what we have right now is we have something called the Bench Bad Behavior Campaign. It's in conjunction with the NFHS, and essentially promoting good sportsmanship, good behavior by all at contests. So we have the bench bad behavior, because that's one of the main reasons why people are not joining the officiating ranks or leaving the officiating ranks. So we have a big push to promote good behavior at our contests.
Okay, I got a suggestion: seatbelts for coaches.
No, I don't know if that'll work.
You don't think that'll work? We could sure try. You've got, you're talking about the fall sports. Spring sports are also coming ahead, and that's an area, again, where officials are so important, and I'm sure we have a shortage of them, don't we?
Yeah, so although our numbers of officials in South Carolina have increased from this past year,
really?
We still, we're working pretty hard with that, our officials directors, but we are still in need of officials. Basketball is already going, wrestling is already going.
Mm-hmm.
So the big push is for officials for baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, our spring sports. So if anybody is interested in being an official, which is a very noble profession,
absolutely,
they would need to go to is www.highschoolofficials.com. We get their names, we reach out to them, and we pretty much start that process for them to become an official here in the state of South Carolina.
Fantastic. And it would be a great way for folks who maybe have been parents of kids who've gone through the system and would now like to maybe give something back, and they don't have to worry about their own kids being involved in whatever, but it's still obviously an investment of time. But if you just had a kid get through, you're used to spending time going to games, why not help, right? Would that be the best pool to start searching from?
That's definitely one of the pools that we would love to have. Actually, when I go back to a fall sport such as swim, a lot of our officials in swim are parents of student athletes or former athletes. And talking to our officials directors, that's one of the biggest reasons is giving back to the sport, helping the sport grow in the state. So yes, that is one of the pools that we pull from as far as, or want to, being officials here in the state of South Carolina high school sports.
Sarah, we thank you for the time. We appreciate it immensely. Sarah Hayes, the Associate Commissioner of the South Carolina High School League. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We want to thank all of our guests for helping make us just a little bit smarter over the last 30 minutes. A special thanks to you for joining us and sharing your time. If you missed anything at all, we'll be back in 90 minutes. I'm Bob Stevens.